And let's put it this way, that this is not a issue of a community with a community. Let's just put it that it's a party with a party.
Yeah.
That the SPLM as a party is targeting members of the SPLM-IO as a party. Yes. And
that makes more sense compared to just putting them in bracket that these are all Nuers and they are being targeted for being Nuer.
Welcome to Jimosi podcast. So the breaking news early today is that Salva Kiir has suspended Riek Machar from his position as the first vice president of South Sudan, and he has also suspended Port Kang Chol, the Minister of Petroleum.
Yeah.
And then in another news, the same today, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, called Joseph Geng Akech, also made an announcement that Riek Machar and 7 others will face a trial in a competent court for murder, treason, financing treason, act against the state of the authority, and many more.
Okay.
So those are the 2 things that happened today. So my first question that I'm going to ask you is, what do you think is the main reason why Salva Kiir suspended Riek Machar today from his position?
The main reason as to why Riek Machar and Port Kang have been suspended from their service today is so that they can face the criminal justice. Because in their capacity as state actors, or like in their
if they were to hold their positions,
I feel like they could not be tried. Just like it's the case when a sitting president cannot be tried. But it's either they are impeached and then you send them to court, or you wait until their term comes to an end. If they don't win another election, then they can stand a trial. Yeah, but state officials cannot be tried while they are still acting on their positions because of immunity that comes with their public office positions.
Yeah, so I agree with you on that point, that the reason why they were suspended is to pave the way for them to be tried, as announced earlier by the Minister of Justice. And I don't think it was more of like when you hold a government position. It's more of like when you are a member of the cabinet. Because I feel like if you were just an MP, you don't have to be removed from your position as a member of parliament for you to be tried in a court. Because I've seen people, and then also even some of the general people just get army people, they just get arrested and they don't get suspended before they are tried. But I think this one is applying only to the members of the cabinets, and the members of the cabinets are the vice presidents and the ministers,
the president
and the presidents. So these people, before you try them, they should not be holding their position at that point.
Okay.
They have to be suspended so that they're not in office, and then you can now go after them. So I think that's the main reason why he did that today. As per the 2018 agreement, do Salva Kiir has powers to suspend first vice president who is from a different political party?
Okay. Based on my research, he doesn't really have the power to suspend mostly the first vice president, because the other vice presidents he has been firing and appointing them, right? But then, based on my reading previously of the Revitalized Peace Agreement of 2018, I understood that only the first vice president cannot be, it's like he's a co-president. But as of what I found today under Chapter 1, that is the Revitalized Transitional Government of National Unity, Article 1624, it says, these are like parts of the powers and functions as well as responsibilities of the president, according to the revitalized peace agreement. And it says that the president can appoint and preside over the swearing into the office of the first vice president and the vice presidents, ministers, deputy ministers, in accordance with the terms of this agreement. So he can definitely appoint the first vice president. But I don't know if he can suspend him. But probably because he's able to appoint, then he also has the same powers to revoke. Yeah. But then it's kind of tricky because Riek Machar is one of the main actors in this peace deal, right?
Yeah, the core principle.
Yes.
That's how people put it. But again, looking at it this way, that Salva Kiir, as per the 2018 peace agreement, it has those powers to appoint him. Then if you have powers to appoint somebody, then you also have powers to fire somebody or give them any disciplinary action that you can do with them. But because of the 2018 peace agreement, and Riek Machar being one of the main core principle of the peace agreement itself, I think so that's why it has been a little bit hesitant
to fire
him. Because he's one of the main people actors, in that holding that peace agreement together, or for having the peace agreement itself in the first place. Because if it was these other people, they would have just disregarded them and let them go because they did not have any fighting powers. They don't have a large group that was following them. So military. So the government would have just discarded them. But for Riek Machar to come with a huge following, so for that reason, I think that's why even when he was placed under house arrest, it was not removed from his position. It is only his party members that thought that a vacuum has been created and they needed somebody to fill in and to perform some duties while he's inside. But in real terms, Salva Kiir was training himself not to fire him. Otherwise, if it was the always, remember like when they were in the SPLM in 2012, going backward, when they were together, he fired him. And that's how we went into the war in 2013, because they were from the same political party. But now when he came back with his own party, and he came as part of the peace
army as well.
His own army. So he's somebody that's strong. But I think he even had options of either suspending him or even like relieving him. But he chose the suspension path instead of firing him.
I actually wanted to comment on that. When you look at the wording of him being suspended, technically he still has his position as the first vice president. Because saying that you are firing Riek Machar would kind of overturn the entire peace deal. Because he's one of the main actors, like we said. And even if you look at some of the allocations, the ministerial positions and all those, the largest party that has the most number of members of parliament and the most members of the cabinet or ministers is the SPLM-IG. And then the second one is the SPLM-IO. The other three parties, that is the SAU, OPP, and FDs, former detainees, they form less than 50%. Or even less than 20% of the entire government composition. So that kind of explains why all these things, like you cannot just fire Riek and then like, who are you going to replace him with? His political party will not agree with any replacement. And that's why you saw when Stephen Parr was elected to represent Riek Machar as the interim first vice president, or the chairman, that is the chairman of SPLM-IO. Some elements within his political party rejected the move. Because it's not in Stephen Parr's position to take over.
Yeah, that's correct, and it also makes some sense there because the thing is, suspension means that it's just being suspended for some time being,
Yeah.
and it can always come back to its position. And the thing, like we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
is that based on what the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs said, these people are going to be tried. So that's why it has to be suspended, but it's not removed from his position.
Yeah.
If it turn out different from whatever, I don't want to predict the outcome, then it will come back to his position as the vice president.
That is if he's acquitted
Yes.
of the criminal charges.
So this is the work of
against him.
suspension. Even when we were in high school, people used to get suspended. So you get suspended for 2 weeks, but then you still come back either with parents and
Guardians.
and then your disciplinary issue is discussed and resolved from there. But when you are expelled from the school, you don't come back. So suspension is something temporary that something need to get addressed. So that's how it works.
Okay.
But there's these things. Now that we are coming to the part of where these people are going to be tried in a competent court, that's what has been said. So my question is going to be, do you think this is a witch hunt against the opposition party? The whole process itself.
Yeah, like I feel this is kind of a witch hunt because President Salva Kiir has tried really hard to kind of try to, let me put it in quote, to oppress or to undermine the SPLM-IO and suppress their function within the country. Because I don't know why it seems like he doesn't want any sort of opposition. And the most percentage of opposition that his government is currently facing is from the SPLM-IO. Like we said, the party itself is large. They have representation in most parts of the country, and they are more active compared to the other smaller parties. So, and that's why, like, even when you go back to the revitalized peace agreement, then the vice presidents are not ranked, but only Riek Machar is ranked as the first vice president. The others are just referred to as vice presidents. So those others were accommodated. But when it comes to Riek Machar, it was a compromise between the government and the main opposition party. Yeah. And when we look at all the things that have currently been happening, from being placed under house arrest to now being put under suspension from his services or from his office as the first vice president, then you can only explain it in terms of witch hunt. It's like they are trying as much as possible to pin him down. And should he end up being prosecuted or convicted of the charges that have been laid against him, then that's like the easiest way of getting rid of him politically. Yeah.
But again, if you say that in your opinion you see it as a witch hunt against the opposition, then my next question will be: is South Sudan an exception, or this is something very common in Africa?
This is very common in most of the African countries. The opposition, like most of our leaders, are not open to opposition. If you see countries like Kenya, the opposition and the ruling party were not in good terms. And then they ended up eliminating the deputy president.
Impeaching him.
Yes.
Yeah.
They ended up impeaching him, and that was kind of a collaboration. So you find that these two positions came to join hands, and so far they have kind of been moving together. If you look at country like Tanzania, we have one of the opposition leaders, Tundu Lissu, who's currently in jail and was taken to court like a few weeks ago. And his crime was saying that if the elections will not be free and fair, then there's no point of holding them.
Yeah.
So why would you be concerned about the statement that someone has said if you were not planning something fishy? And then when we come to South Sudan, we have Riek Machar under house arrest for the last almost 6 months. So, like, there's no much place for opposition in Africa, if you can look at it that way. Yeah. And that's why you find most of the ruling parties try as much as possible to suppress the opposition. The same thing applies to Uganda. Museveni and the
Besigye.
Besigye and Bobi Wine. Yeah, they are constantly thrown to jail, being tortured here and there.
Yeah, so when it comes to the witch hunt against opposition parties in Africa, I would say this is something pretty common and it is not new to South Sudan. And the only reason why it seemed to be only new is because when we came from 2005 to 2011, we're just one party. There was no bigger opposition party that we had to face. And after that, when Riek Machar left and came back, he came back as an opposition party with the military wing. So that's why it took a little bit of time before they started doing what they're doing right now. But like you said, look at our neighboring countries. We look at Uganda. Uganda, they even had to come and abduct Besigye in Kenya and take him back to Uganda to be charged for treason planning, like to purchase guns to come and
the government.
say kind of things.
Yeah.
And even some of the lawyers from Kenya, like Martha Karua, left there to go and represent him and say kind of things. But you know, African leaders, Besigye has not been released. He's still in detention.
Yeah.
The same thing to Tanzania, the Tundu Lissu guy.
Yeah.
He only said, if election will not be fair, then we will not be participating. And then he was grabbed and is being planned to be charged for treason for telling people not to vote if the election process will not be fair.
And then Martha Karua, the same lawyer from Kenya and politician, went to Tanzania with other lawyers.
And then they were deported back to their country.
They didn't even attend the trial, and it was supposed to be a public trial. So that kind of shows you the type of insecurity some of our political leaders have, especially for the ruling parties.
And then when we come to Kenya, before it matured to where it is right now, people that used to oppose Moi used to be arrested and put in detention. Even Raila himself, that has become the most common opposition leader and one of the strongest, used to be...
He was tortured a lot.
Yes, and he used to be in prison. Other opposition leaders within Kenya, the same thing used to happen.
Killed, not just tortured and stuff. And that's all the way between 1978 and 2002. Before his leadership was defeated in the elections.
Yes. So now, having known that our East African countries practice this kind of things, obviously, South Sudan was going to learn from the masters, and they have learned it. And a lot of South Sudanese and some of the politicians that are in the government used to be in Uganda and Kenya.
And Khartoum.
Yes, so they have learned how to deal with the opposition in different ways. So they are bringing the same thing to South Sudan. When it comes to the Riek case, it's going to be a little bit different from these cases of opposition leaders in these countries that we just mentioned. Because in these other countries that we mentioned, these people don't have army.
Oh yeah, like the political parties don't have their own.
Yes, they don't have their own army. And even when these people are arrested and such kind of things, there's no major thing that has happened that led to them being arrested, like something military that has happened. But in Riek Machar case, is because of what white army did. If the white army had not attacked the barrack in March of 2025, then Riek Machar would have not gone through what he's going through right now. Because if it was a pure political witch hunt, then it should have started. He came back in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2023, those 4 years. It should have started right away. But from 2018, when he stepped back to 2020 to 2025 January, nobody was harassing him. He was just doing his things. It's just that the peace agreement itself was not being followed to the latest. But the direct attack on our opposition political leader were not that so direct.
But then,
so now in his case, it's going to be a little bit different because of the White Army. Because I see here the thing that is implicating it too much is because of the White Army. If the White Army had not attacked the barrack in Nasir, and then we only say it's just that the government want to deal with the opposition party, then we'll fully categorize this one as a pure opposition, witch hunt against the opposition party.
But then back in May, like when all those altercations were happening between the White Army and the SSPDF, they issued a statement indicating that they are not associated with the SPLM-IO in response to the government spokesperson's message linking the White Army to the SPLM-IO and Riek Machar in particular, saying that there was a link between them and that it's Riek who is kind of coordinating the attack through other people and stuff. But they came out to deny that they are not part of the SPLM-IO, that they are just on their own and they are kind of fighting because of their own grievances, because of their civilians who are being harassed and all that, being killed, tortured. And also they were opposing the transfer of SSPDF, different factions, instead of sending a unified force to Nasir, Upper Nile State.
That's what you saw on social media.
Yes, that's what they said.
That's what they said, and that's what you saw on social media. But look at things this way. Everybody is clever nowadays. They can put their perspective and opinion the way they want it. I don't work for the government. I don't know how they do the investigation. But I'm a little bit pretty sure that the link that the government is saying Machar has with the White Army is not based on assumption that because the White Army were from Nuer community, and then Riek Machar is also a Nuer person, is from Nuer as a tribe, because the two come from the same, we are going to link them together. If suspicions is what is being used as the evidence, then I will say this is not correct. But look at it this way. They said they have been doing investigations since March until now, 6 months. If it was to be purely based on suspicion, then they would have been charged long time ago, either in April or in May. And these people said they were doing the investigation. I don't know what kind of investigation that they were doing. So when White Army issued whatever the statement that they issued, I'm not going to say it was the correct position or it was the wrong position. Unless if the government come out and say, our evidence is based on this level of suspicion that we think link Machar with the White Army. If it is purely on suspicion, then I'll say there's no water there to be held by this case. But if they have other ways of grabbing the evidence, of which some of it, like, it's something pretty common everywhere.
You can just do an interview.
So it's something that I'm not making it up. It's pretty common. Every government in most countries, they have ability to listen to your phone calls.
Yeah.
They have the ability to go back to the National Communication Authority within the country to check on your past voice record and messages. Even when you delete at your end, on their end of the National Communication Authority, these people can still obtain such information.
That's true.
So if South Sudan is using that as the evidence, then I'm not going to argue here for who is wrong and who is right. When it comes to financing of the treason, if they went to the bank or they use mobile and they trail some money that actually move from here to here, and those are some of the evidence that are preparing, then there's nothing to argue here, right? We're not going to say this group say this thing and the other group say this thing and this other group is saying this. Then those one are just going to be an argument that we can have as a community, but the right people are the ones that are actually doing the investigation.
Yeah, and also like if you go back to what happened around March, when Major General Majudak was killed at Nasir, they had said that Riek Machar had spoken to the leaders of the White Army, and then they promised that the plane would land safely and that the White Army had agreed to move back to allow for the evacuation of the soldiers, including the Major General himself. And the plane landed, and then I think some people were evacuated, but on the second plane, which is what was supposed to carry the Major General Majudak and other soldiers, that's what was attacked. They kind of moved back and then came back to attack. And they ended up killing the Major General, including and also the pilot, who's a UN personnel, among other soldiers. So those are some of the things that they are kind of piecing together. How would you be of influence to an army that is not part of your faction?
No, that's what you're thinking that they're using, but that might not be the right thing that they're using. The thing is, like when the war broke out in 2013, the part of the group that fought along the SPLM-IO was the White Army itself. So from there, we can say this is where the connection starts. So it still has command over them. But let's put Riek Machar aside and say this thing was happening, let's say in Bor. And it was a group of young Bor from like militias from our side, let's say, that the one attacking. And then Kwalmanyang volunteer to talk with the people. Because they come from that community, there are high chances it will speak to one of the people that is a leader to that group, and it can convince them.
Yeah. Also using the same language.
Yes. And because people used to listen to Kwalmanyang before, they will still respect him. If the same thing was happening in Bargazal and either Bolmel or Salva Kiir, or Salva Kiir himself or Malonga one, because they command these people or they know them on a personal level, that the right people that can reach out, make a phone call to the group of young people that are doing whatever that they're doing and say, hey, can you guys stop this? This is something, can you let this one pass? It will not be somebody from Bor community that will call somebody from Barkazal. It won't work. So now
they probably don't know you.
Yes. So now coming back to Riek Machar, we didn't expect somebody from Bor community or from Barkazal community or from Equatoria community to make the phone call to the White Army guys. It would have not worked.
Okay.
So maybe they will use other evidence, but just the fact that Machar volunteered to intervene in that case, like I can't use this as strong evidence to make a conclusion.
Okay.
And then also, as individuals, sometimes you can make a phone call But the people on ground can make their own decision, right? After they said, okay, we listen to you. And then they have their own issues, and then they just start and say, where will we be taken? Nowhere, right?
Yeah.
So that was the case. But let's put that one aside. There's a guy called Deng Bol. He wrote an article. Deng Bolarwe.
Okay.
He wrote an article saying that Nuer community were being targeted.
Okay.
So my question is, do you think that Deng Bolarwe was right to say that this was a target against our Nuer community?
Which one?
The rest of the trial that is going to happen for Machar and the 7 others. And the 7 others, I'm going to read them so that you get the context of why. So the 7 others, number 1 is Riek Machar. Number 2 is Port Kang Chol. Number 3 is General Gabriel Duop Lam. And then number 4, Map Pal Dor. Number 5 is Gatwich Lam Poch. Number 6 is Brigadier General Camilo Gatmai Kel. And number 8, number 7 is Mading Riek Yak. And then number 8 is Dominic Gatgok Riak. So number 7, the other names sound like Nuer names.
Mading
Riek Yak. Is that a Riek?
Nuer.
We Dinka call it Riak?
Dinka call it Riak, yes.
Okay.
But anything that says Riek, that's Nuer. Yeah. Also, that Yak and Mading are Dinka names. Yeah, they are very common amongst the Dinkas. Yeah.
So I think for those names that you have seen as are people that are going to be charged for all the allegations that have been mentioned before, the people that have been accused, all of them seem to be Nuer.
They are all Nuer, actually.
Yes. So do you think Deng Bol was right to say that this is a target against the Nuer community?
Okay, I could say he could be right, because by virtue of us looking, like if you're just looking at these names, the most common denominator here is that all these names are from Nuer. Yes. So that could come as a target attack, or like the government trying to single out members of the same community and charging them of something they may or may have not committed. But then if you look at it in a different angle, that these people, if you look at the SPLM-IO as a party, majority of them are from the Nuer. Also, the issue with the White Army, majority of them are Nuer, right? So most likely, if you are going to investigate a group, then you might find out that almost all their leaders and everyone that has an input in that issue or in the problem that is being tried to resolve, they will probably come from the same community. Yeah, right now in South Sudan, we are not at that level where you find political parties being an umbrella for almost everyone. Most political parties are kind of based on tribal lines. Yeah, you find parties like SPLM-IG, which is currently being led by President Salva Kiir Mayardit. It's predominantly Dinka. It has other tribes in it, mostly because it's like the largest political party and it's the pioneer, which is what they used during the war to separate from the Arabs. So that can explain why we have different people being represented in that party. But these other political parties are from mostly other tribes that felt like they were being oppressed by the current regime. And so they are trying to fight to find their voice. So this would kind of explain why most of these names are for the Nuer, even if you are not necessarily trying to target them. Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, I would say that if Deng Bol was using was calling this a target against the Nuer community by the virtue of names only, then I would say it's 50% correct and it's 50% wrong, because you have to know the position these guys were holding.
Yes.
And which part of the government were they holding. If they were all in opposition and they were holding higher position of influence, then you don't have to say it's a target against the community. Because let's take, for example, if there was somebody within SPLM-IO that is not a Nuer, but was holding a position of power like these 7 guys or these 8 guys that have been mentioned, but it was left out intentionally because it's not from Nuer, then we'll say this will be a Nuer target. But if all the top positions that could have influence were being held by the Nuer members, then it's by the virtue of the office that you hold that it just happened that most of you are from the same community.
Tribe,
and the thing that's happening was all started by the White Army attacking the barrack. This is when the whole investigation started. And again, when you look at the Nuer community, it's a big community.
Yes.
And this big community has other important people from Nuer community that have not been pulled into this game.
Yes.
Like James Hoth,
Taban
Dengai, Riek Cook, the guy that said it's not a rocket science, Maderu science.
Is that the one who was talking of the economy?
He used to
booming?
Got something. It used to be a minister of petroleum, I think, something like that before it was relieved.
Okay.
So it's also from Nuer. It has not been targeted.
Yeah.
So we can say there are so many other Nuer that are powerful that have not been targeted in this case. Why were they left out?
Because
maybe the investigation has no link with that, with what is being said at the moment.
And then most of them are actually part of the SPLM-IG. So they kind of don't have a stake in what is going on under the SPLM-IO umbrella.
But can we say that from that community, now that because we are against the community, we have to go and look for anybody, even when you are in the SPLM, so long as you are from the Nuer community, you have to be put in this problem?
No, I don't think so.
Then let's put it this way, that this is not a issue of a community with a community. Let's just put it that it's a party with a party. That the SPLM as a party is targeting members of the SPLM-IO as a party. Yes. And
that makes more sense compared to just putting them in bracket that these are all Nuers and they are being targeted for being Nuer. Like, it's kind of an incitement to some extent, because you're just saying that these people are being targeted because of this. How do you explain those other people who are not part of the same party and have not been targeted, but they are from the same community? So that's where, like, we are kind of drawing the line there. Yeah.
And how do you feel that the charges are being laid against Riek Machar and the group? How do you feel? Are you okay with the whole process, or you feel that the charges would have not been laid on them?
I feel like I would just recommend they go ahead with the court proceeding, so long as they don't practice some bribery, or let the justice take its course. Because placing him under house arrest, there was no other way. You know, like when you're dealing with the government, they'll not arrest you and then release you just like that. You have to go through the court proceeding, because the government doesn't want to come out as this incompetent structure. So they either pin you down with something, or at least they take you to court and process the case. If you are found guilty, then they'll have the last laugh, right? And show the public that this is what we did, this is what we were accusing this person of, and these are the findings. And a competent judge has said they are guilty. So they have to be convicted of that crime. And the Constitution has, or the Penal Code Act of 2008 has stipulations of how to handle some of these crimes that are being labeled against them. So if they follow the right procedure, then they can just go ahead. And I feel like it's better to just take them to court and process them. If the prosecution has enough evidence to sentence them to some jail term or fine, then it's better than just keeping them under house arrest. You are not performing your duties, your freedom has been curtailed. It's not serving anyone right. Yeah. And we all know there's no way they'll release them just like that, because this case has captured the attention of the entire world. We've seen various governments releasing their own statements regarding the case and wanting the first vice president to be released. But the government was adamant that this person is supposed to face some criminal charges. So it's make more sense for him to be taken to court and the other accused persons. If they are found guilty, then the verdict will come out. If they are innocent, they'll be acquitted. Everyone will go back to their position.
Yes. The reason why I asked you that question is because in one of our previous episodes that we did, you were complaining that why they're keeping this guy in Comunicado, why they're not charging him. If you arrest somebody, you don't have to keep him for that long.
Yes.
If you think that he did something wrong, lay the charges so that we know these are the reason why you are being charged.
Yes.
And it's also good that it's not like we are saying the charges that is being charged of are good,
being accused of.
but just being kept in your house all this time. And based on that, there was an article that I read that was giving of how his house arrest looked like, is that all the phones were taken, the computers were taken, and even when his wife Angelina was also put under the house arrest too, they were separated. They used not to be together,
and they don't communicate.
They don't talk. Yeah. So how do you live with your wife over 6 months and you people are not talking? No, nothing.
What is nothing?
And then also, I have one question here, and we are almost ending the podcast.
It's okay.
Look, Angelina Teny was a Minister
of Defense.
And she was moved to a different minister, I think Labor.
Labor or Interior?
No, Labor, something there.
Okay.
And then she was placed under house arrest.
But she's missing in this list.
This is what I want to ask you. In those 8 people, her name is not there. And she's member of the SPLM-IO. What is the reason why you think her name is missing? What might be your guess?
I think my best guess would be that she was not found to have contributed to any of these accusations that are being labeled under her husband and the other 7 individuals. Yeah. But then, how do you justify placing her under house arrest? Is it that to limit her communication with the outside world because the husband is under house arrest?
Yes, because the assumption and what I'm thinking of is that if she was not under house arrest, she have the freedom of going out at the compound and coming in. She might come with some information. She might come with, for the safety of people that were protecting Machar. She has to be placed under house arrest too for the safety of everyone. It's not like they cannot check her before she enters, but you don't have to take chances, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why I think she was left out is because she's a woman. People don't want the outcry that why are people punishing a woman? Why is this and why is this?
But the woman is also part of the government, right? And especially the Ministry of Defense. So she kind of had some powers.
So the feminism community,
toxic feminist.
Yes. So Salva Kiir did not want any backlash that recently, like the one that recently happened with Amor, to come and happen with him because of Angelina Teny. So maybe that's why she was left out.
So
no, but the other reason might be, she was not involved in all this.
Yeah.
Because as women, I'm not speaking as a woman, but women sometimes, if your husband is there and if any of you people are planning something different, or something not good with other people, and your husband is there doing it, you don't have like to spearhead it again. You just let him do what he's doing. You are supporting him at home, but you don't show
take an active part.
Yeah, you don't become so active in it because you don't have to risk everything, right?
Yeah,
you just support them internally, like
give them emotional
in the
support.
bedroom, yes, but you let them do whatever they want to do.
Can
but
be in the sitting room.
Yeah, but you don't have to be on this other end. You are doing your things and the husband is here. So I think there was no link that was found to be between her and what was going on.
Yeah, and also like I find a lot of times, most of this violence that we see around the world, the war and everything,
Are planned by men.
caused by women. And women rarely take part in actively planning or going to war.
President of Tanzania is a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman.
She's the one charging Tinulusu with.
Yeah, okay, that's like an exception. But in most cases, you rarely find women taking an active part in fighting or in initiating war. Women are more of mediators.
Caregivers.
Nurturers. Is that what you're reducing us to? No,
Yes.
like the thing is, women are less likely to take part in violence. Yeah. And even if you look at some of the countries with women presidents, prime ministers, like most of them thrive. Let's look at countries like, I think, was it New Zealand? It had a woman prime minister. Yeah, Jacinta something.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and during her time, like everything was good. I'm not sure if she's still the leader at the moment, but during COVID-19, she was the leader.
All right, so we're going to end the podcast here. The date for Machar case has not been set.
Yes.
And so we don't know when are they actually going to do the case itself.
Court. Yeah.
And
we will be following up.
We'll be following up like the rest of you. So let's wait and see what the court will do.
The prosecution has.
Yeah, and what evidence that they will produce in that court. And we go from there. We are not everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So yeah, we are not saying anybody's guilty here.
But in this case, they are guilty until proven innocent.
It's like the way that people say that in South Sudan, there is freedom of speech, but there's no freedom after speech.
Yes.
All right.
You can say what you want, but make sure you know whom you are talking to.
Yes, you will be crying in a blue house. All right. So that's it for Jimosi podcast. Please consider subscribing, share, like, and leave your thought on this very complicated case.
Issue.
Yes. Peace.